Hello, my name is Timothy Crosley. I'm the creator of the WebBot web application framework, and I wanted to show you just how easy it is to create a dynamic web application using this framework. As you can see, I've already taken care of installing the foundational libraries and registering my app name, Postboard, with Google App Engine. So to start out, I'm going to download the latest version of WebBot for App Engine by running instantly grab create WebBot App Engine. Now that I have the latest version of WebBot, I can run it to create my app. It's going to ask me for the page name, which we know is Postboard, a freeform label, let's just call it Postboard with a space, a full description of the app, we'll call it a globally available postboard, and a copyright owner. For this demo, I'm going to say it's Simple Innovation LLC. Now our app is created, and right away we can test it out by going into the apps directory and running dev-app-server dot. And there we go, a running app. Now that we've verified the app runs, I'll stop the server so that we can start development. The first thing we're going to do is create the basic data model for a post. To do this, we'll go into the models directory and rename WebBot's example data model to post, and give it the appropriate fields. We don't need an owner, since we will not require users to log into post, so we can replace this field with an email field. Then we simply need to update the index definition to reflect our new model. Here again, you will simply replace example with post. And that's it for our data model. Now we can move on to the fun part, creating our user interface. The user interface for this app is going to have three main parts: the frame, the post creator, and the written posts. Let's create the frame by editing the template.wui file in the app's homepage. We're going to delete the example template. All we need for the frame is a placeholder for the post creator, a separator, and then a placeholder for the posts. And now the frame template is done. Let's move on to creating the post creator template. For the post creator template, we're going to have a fields layout with two fields in it: the user's email and the text of the new post. Then we can go ahead and give both fields validators. The email field will have an email validator, and the text field will have a non-empty validator. Finally, we need a post button to allow users to submit their new post. We'll go ahead and give our post button the main action class to signify it's the most important action on this page. This will cause it to have a green color. We can then save this template as postcreator.wui. This leaves only the posts template to be created. This template will simply be a table for all the posts, followed by a pager to limit the number of posts shown at a single time. We'll save this final template as posts.wui and move on to creating the server-side code, which defines the relationship between the user interface and models we have just created. You can go ahead and remove the scaffolding methods, as we're not going to be using them in this example. The first thing we'll want to do is create two new page controllers. One for the post creator and one for the posts. We will do this in the same vein as the main content controller, tying the new request handlers to the template files we have just created. We can now replace the placeholders we put in the mainframe with our new concrete controller instances in the initUI method of the content controller. Then we can create the main code for the create post control. First, we're going to connect clicking on the post button to actually cause the control to be submitted via AJAX. Then, we will validate that the post data submitted is correct. We can do this by overriding the valid post method, inserting the variables from the request, then verifying that none of the inserted variables caused an error to occur in the user interface. You will notice that WebElements makes it easy to query for different fields within a user interface. Then we can create the method to process our post and save it to the database by overriding the process post method. After saving the data to the database, we'll clear the text to keep a user from easily saving the same post twice. For good measure, we'll select it client-side to make it easy for them to create new posts. That's it for the post creator control. Now we're going to create the posts controller. The first thing we'll do is set auto reload every second, so that as new posts come in, users will see them. Then we're going to connect changes in the currently selected page to cause the post controller to update to the new page. We will then write the code to load all posts by overriding the setUIData method. First, we will get all the posts from the database, sorted by creation date. Then, we will pass those posts off to the pager so it can limit the posts shown to those that are part of the current page. Then, we will loop through the posts and create new rows in the table based on them. We're going to use Gravatar to show the user's image if it is available based on their email. Notice the table automatically creates its columns and easily allows to either set text or full elements onto any individual cell. Assuming no code errors, the page should now be complete. Let's run dev app server to test. Looks like our page is working. Let's try to create a new post. Notice the live validation. And yes, it looks like everything is working. So now we can go ahead and deploy our new application. All that we need to do is run appcfg.py update dot. Once this is finished running, our new app will be available for the whole world to see and use. And there we go. In less than 15 minutes, our app is deployed and running as intended.